Okay, we've got a groovy angle for a chaotic activity. I've been really procrastinating from sorting my room out. You know, associating it with this huge task of like my whole life and my whole lifestyle and my whole attitude to physical belongings and minimalism and culling and detachment needs to be completely transformed. So I'm not like ready to deal with tidying my room and making it more habitable. Obviously in the past 6 months or however long the lockdown has been, I've been working in this room. It's been my studio. I have worked in other spaces in the house sometimes, but mostly it's just completely all been in here, and it's just so claustrophobic and horrible. And yeah, I mean, in general, I was wondering whether to like move back up to Yorkshire and have a bigger living space and have a studio and, you know, be able to afford more. But then I got offered a job in London, so I'm going to be here for a while. Still, it's acknowledging that day to day I need a different environment if I am to be able to perform and thrive and enjoy it and not struggle against like the layout of my room. So a basic example is, you know, how currently my bed is just like this. Oh god, I didn't even make it. How disgusting, right? So I got this loft bed in order to save space, but obviously it's huge. It's got a hammock underneath, it's got my whole wardrobe, which is really handy, but it just has given me an excuse to hoard too many clothes, most of which I don't wear. I've got this horrible desk that I found in a charity shop in British Heart Foundation, and I carried it back like 50 minutes. It was pretty hardcore. It's not heavy, but you know, it's just something awkward like that. Then I've got this stool which came with the room, and I've been looking at this stool. I've been sitting on this stool. I've been trying to do things on this stool, and it's the most uncomfortable, shitty. It doesn't even like sit straight. It actually kind of does. And in relation to scarcity, I'm wondering like, why have I done that to myself? Like, I want to suffer. I don't want to actually, you know, feel comfortable sat at my desk and happy doing things. I want to have backache, and I want to have an excuse to like lie in the hammock and avoid and be miserable. So it's things like this as well, things like this that I'm hoarding, like piles of crap, like this whiteboard that I'm not currently using at all. It was actually at one point a really good method in terms of me starting to block schedule my time. I'll say more about that in a different video, but basically this Palo Santo I bought ages ago, probably in like April, and basically, you know, for like the bathroom, so when you like do a poo, if you burn Palo Santo, it just, you know, creates this beautiful smell, and this air. It's very considerate, and it also signifies, you know, that that's happened. But it's also just it's like what they burn in churches, so it's really nice. But I bought it and I've just not used it because there was a little stub left somewhere, and I was thinking like the whole point of me buying this was so I could like make a video about being so obsessed with nighttime rituals, and like relaxation rituals that they become almost like OCD, and they just become really anxiety inducing, and actually not relaxing at all. But then that's just another thing in my head that's not been made into a video because my methods and like something's out of alignment with the pace of things and the way I'm recording ideas, and then the way I'm actually like avoiding the actual making, because I think my way out of it, but not that badly. But anyway, I'm gonna try and sort my room out now. Okay, so we've moved the crap from up there, removed the ladder from there, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to still use this bed frame but lower it, so chop it just beneath that structural fortification, horizontals right there. But now we've just got shit everywhere. Things things you find that you need to throw away, but you're keeping for a specific reason. So things. So of all the things that you're like keeping for a specific reason, that you should just fucking throw away, this neck pillow.
Right, have a lovely day, Jerry, won't you?
Thank you. You too. Bye bye.
All the best.
Hope it goes well.
Thank you. You too.
So this neck pillow is. Sorry, Molly, you got me it because you borrowed a different neck pillow of mine and took it somewhere and then left it there, which is fine. And it wasn't dear to me, but you bought me this one anyway. And then basically, when I dated this guy called Pete, who we had a really nice little dating thing that went on for maybe a month. Saw each other quite a lot, sleepovers and brunch and all that, really nice. And he nicknamed this thing that was, I think it was on my like bedside table. He nicknamed it Melissa for some reason, or Marissa. Fuck Marissa, yeah, Marissa. And so then it became this like thing that I was attached to because he just disappeared off the scene. It was really it was like the first person I kind of actually maybe liked after my big breakup. But I was really like trying to be detached and, you know, be like ethically non-monogamous and bring all that up. But then in reality I was very, very attached, and then he ghosted me. And then I was left with this, and I wanted to do some kind of ritual where I would do one of the walks that we did together along the Finsbury Park, what is it, ex-railroad track, and there are all these gargoyles, so I was going to go and put it on one of the gargoyles because we pointed out the gargoyles on our walk, and you know, they were really creepy and funny. But maybe I'll still do that actually, and then I'll take it to the charity shop. So we have, I've chopped the feet off the bed. I've taken all the bars off that protect you, but it's actually still like, it's such a mess. This is just mad. And there's just wood and sawdust everywhere. But if you look at the height, so the bed is actually like nearly 5 foot tall. Alright, 4.5 foot, 5 foot. So it's it's like a princess in the pea bed. But it will have ample storage space beneath. And that's where all the neat, wonderful things will go. So, time to hoover. Okay, so yeah, as we know, the bed's way too high. I'm under it now. So this is my carpentry expertise hack. Just cut the legs off more. Just saw them off. While the bed is still standing, so it's obviously got a lot of weight there. And I've made the cut, but I think if I leave the structure there underneath, it's not gonna collapse, hopefully. That's just halfway through the next bit. It's also really hard to saw from this kind of angle, and then there, and it's not measured super accurately. So yeah, it's like, what's that saying about being built on stilts? But we shall see. And this is the pile of clothes ready for the Marie Kondo does this spark joy exercise, hopefully. Oh, well, hello. Okay, so day 2 of the bedroom homework studio IKEA storer loft bed hack, minimalist storage OCD living transformation. So today, I'll show you in a second, but sorry about this weird lighting, by the way. Everything's fucked, like everything's in chaos. I haven't got around to actually going through any of my things yet. I've just been moving them around the room in order to, you know, make things and build things. So I'm botching together a kind of storage bed. So it's still very high, but also I like to take this opportunity to ceremonially. Oh wow, that lighting's awful. Oh, it's quite cool actually. Ceremonially open the Palo Santo, which I probably won't burn in my bedroom because, you know, it's like things like that, like when you burn incense, it's quite heavy on the lungs. It's quite heavy, you know, it's a bit like cloggy, as opposed to like if you burn oil and essential oil, it's really nice. But I feel like this is definitely more of a bathroom thing. But I am opening. Oh, that's so cool. It's like that's the camera. That, what you're seeing there, that shadow, is the camera and tripod. Look at that. Cinematic, it's actually very uncinematic in the sense that it reveals the cinematic apparatus and thus spoils the cinematic illusion. Anyway, oh, that smells amazing. It's a bit like, maybe this will keep your attention if I'm constantly going in and out of light. It's like, yeah, it's a bit like when you smell coffee or you smell something and it smells better than it tastes. It smells amazing like that. Obviously when it's burnt, it's burnt. But yeah, there we go, and that means I can donate some to the bathroom, seeing as we've run out. So, I'll just take a sip of bedtime brew. And basically, let's have a look, put this back here, shall we? Nothing is in its right place. Everything's a tip. So the pile we've got right here, and yeah, we'll go through all this at some point. I'm gonna do like a little plan of what to do when. But this is some of my clothes, and I'll have to do the whole does this spark joy thing. At the moment, this is my desk and rig, which is just completely wrong. There's about 1 million items on the back of the door. The bed is now a foot shorter, so you still need to kind of jump on it. Let me show you if I stand next to it. So I'm like, can you see me? So it's up to like, it's now like 3 foot high. So it's still very much a Princess Pea bed, except the pea is not a pea. It's, let's turn the light on, shall we, so you can actually see. The pea is not a pea. It is a lifetime of crap, really. But what I've done today, as well as chop the legs off another foot, is build some incredible DIY storage, which you can't actually see, so I'll have to refilm it when it's lighter, won't I? But basically, let me show you. Can you see? You can't even see that. Oh well. Yeah, I don't know. There's a spirit level which I didn't use at all. Let's do the test. Let's test it, shall we? Let's see how this bed has actually fared for straightness. Oh, fucking look at that. Look at that. But to chop off the legs of a bed, like of a bed that's like 2 meters high while it's still standing, 4 separate legs, and then do it again, and it to be that straight. Maybe I was supposed to be a carpenter after all. Jesus was a carpenter, right? I'm thinking maybe that a lot of this is just it's an excuse to hoard, because if I can systematise and organise things in a satisfying way that's satisfying to my need for order, and belief that you can use systems of ordering in order to eliminate decision fatigue. So decision fatigue is what happens when because your brain apparently only has the focus or the kind of energy to make 20 decisions a day or something. And if you're constantly giving it other decisions, so if you're being indecisive and you're like, oh, I don't know what clothes to wear, or I don't know what, blusher to put on, or I don't know what fucking earring to wear or whatever, or then you're overloading it, so it's not got that. So you get anxious, and then you get a mess, and you just have to you just end up avoiding, and you're not going anywhere, or that kind of thing, which is terrible. This is a terrible angle as well. So, but obviously this whole like roundabout way of me having an excuse to keep things, like I could just be a proper minimalist and eliminate it all completely and be like, I'm not gonna be a person, I'm not gonna wear makeup, I'm not gonna wear jewellery ever, like I don't need that shit, I don't need to spend time thinking about that shit just because it's habitual, because I have watched my mother do that. That's what I feel like I should do as a woman, but it's also like kind of fun, isn't it? So yeah. But then it's that ego and the mask of femininity. So I was having some feelings about some inadequate feelings, some perfectionistic feelings about making work in my room, or just making a film, and how inadequate or not enough that was, especially if you've got an exhibition. It needs to be a proper video, a proper serious video. If you're wondering what this little thing is, this is it's one of my smile emojis, but my friend Bo, who I talk with a lot about self-help, actually made this for me as a birthday gift. Wonderful friend that Bo is. Yeah, but then thinking about the room and making work in your room, and how, God, this is the situation we're all in. Like, this is this is where I do my morning pages, and tarot readings sometimes. It's a bit of a ritual station. This is the bed where I sleep. This is where all my shit's stored. This is my office / studio where, I work full time. I'm trying to sort a different space out at the moment, but obviously I go in person a bit because it's teaching, and we're doing a bit of in-person teaching, but yeah, mostly I'm just in this room. This is my my music rig, my studio. This is where I look at myself in the mirror before I go out. This is where I store things. This is my bookshelf. So, this is my whiteboard. This is where I organise things. This is where I plan out my week, my 2 weeks, 2-week blocks. And that's the items for today, except I've put it in the wrong place. It's the 6th, not the 13th. And what have we got? We've got Speak to Daisy, which I did, which was absolutely nourishing. Packing, I haven't packed for the show. Dog videos, edit those, maybe self-help videos. I'm making those now. Oh god, stickers, check Carol, check whether I'm going into work in person tomorrow. Yeah, so that's just an insight, I guess, into the artist's studio slash bedroom slash office, because this is the situation we're all in, and you know, can't complain, can you? It's a warm room. It's just a lot at the moment, and I hope everybody is finding space, even when they don't have the physical space in their space. Yeah.